Hey guys, welcome back. Well, I know it's been a little while, and I figured today I'm going to show you the 2-thread band, and it's a little way, makes it a little easier not having to do it at the end and trying to tie it. Just something I found, and it's worked pretty good for me. I've got a spinning rod here that I've been working on. I had a couple of guides that I've been waiting on that were back ordered. Got them in, so I figured might as well use this time to go ahead and show you how I do that. So we're going to do the blue as my main, and then we're going to do a 2-thread red wrap. Now all you've got to do is just get you a little piece. Doesn't have to be too long or anything, just give you enough to play with. And all we're going to do is pretty much wrap it. There's 1, 2. Oh, try to keep them. There we go. And then we're just gonna kind of let them be and tape it off. If you want, you can go ahead and kind of twist them together. Okay, so I'm just going to leave them loose, and then once we start our blue, we're going to wrap that, and then we're going to start it just like we would any other one. A few times, we'll get that taped off as well. Hold that back. Alright, now we'll run us about 3 to 4 wraps, and like I said, we're just going to do this just as normal. The only difference is we're going to have a couple of wraps on that red. Go ahead and get that straightened up. Okay. Alright, now go ahead and get me a good straight line here. Alright, we got enough covered in that. Go ahead and cut that off. Pull out the slack. Alright, now this is a spinning, so we can do this one to come out just on the side here. That way when we're using it, that bottom side will be the underside of the guides. And we'll go ahead and cut this off. Use that to tie off, just like normal. And we'll go ahead and make a few wraps here. And looks like I got a little jumped. There we go. Okay. We'll go ahead and run a couple more of these before we'll get that loose end tied up. Alright, now we can go ahead, pull our tape off for our red. Now all we got to do now is we're just going to pull these together just like that. You can always use your thumb as you're pulling. And pull the other side. There you go. So now we got two bands of red running through. You can take the point, run right down there. That way you can kind of pull that. And then we'll just pack it in. Just like that. Alright. Now we can take them loose ends, because they're already running underneath the blue, and we'll cut them off right up to the blue. There we go. And we'll just finish it out. There we go. So everything else is pretty much the same. The only difference is, instead of, you know, running it the back way, putting a normal trim band in, just going to loop it, you know, a couple times loose, and just throw your extras back behind on your guide and tape them off, and just run your blue in there, or whatever your main color is. And when you do that, you're already going to be wrapping over your tag lines, and you know, you've got that tension on there, so all you got to do is just pull them up, and they'll pull right together, and you can just kind of help it a little bit, but they pull pretty easy. And you're just going to cut the tag lines and just keep on rolling, you know, and you don't have to worry about trying to feed anything or tie anything off. And you know, it's pretty clean. You really can't tell. And the more you do on it, the more you'll get it better on where they tie in. You know, I've got a little bit of a space here, but with it being packed up in there, because where they cross, there's a little gap in there. And like I say, when you put in your thread sealer, then you're not gonna notice. I probably should have put a little bit thinner tape on there. Alright, so we'll get this finished up here. Straighten that up. This is a lot bigger foot, especially from all them micro guides we've been doing. Ooh, got a little excited there anyway. Okay, we'll go ahead and slip this in. Especially on these bigger ones, you don't want to get way up in there, even though this is going to be a spinning one. And majority of what you're going to see is up here. I mean, it's okay to do that. It's small enough, you're not going to see a lot, but I like to get mine on the side or as far underneath as I can, just to keep it out of the visual. And I like to go, you know, far enough back that I don't have to worry about anything when I'm tying them off. The more wraps you do have on it, the more tension you are. So you got to be a little more careful as far as pulling that through. But the way that I like to do mine, I don't like to have to pull the thread apart and try to conceal it afterwards. So I try to get me enough to where when I do this, you know, I'm done after I cut it up. So just pinch off on the top side of your loop, cut off your extra, run it back into your loop there. Hold on to that. And like I said, because you got so far to go, you're going to have some more tension. So instead of pulling them both at the same time, a lot of times they'll try to twist on you. That's what I've found out anyways. Maybe something else that I'm doing wrong, but since I do just one of the lines, I don't get that twist as much. So, alright, like I said, I do it a lot further back. You know, there's probably 12 to 15 wraps there instead of 5 to 7 like some of them would do. But I just get that to where it starts to pull under there. As soon as you see it tuck under, then it'll hold it, and then I cut it as close as I can to that, and then I still got, you know, 10 wraps. So now that I've got that started, and everything is square, now I can go ahead and pull. And because we did that, nothing's sticking up. Now, like I said, it is trickier doing that. I still have issues every now and then, especially once I get down on the micro guides. You know, you're on a smaller taper of your rod blank, and it's a little bit more difficult because you've got less to handle, but I still like it a lot better. And like I said, if you pull the one tag line by itself, you can keep that from twisting up, because if you pull them both through there, it seems that they try to twist up on you more. And that's just something that I've found doing the one side. I can keep that twist out of it, and I can control it a little better. And then once I get them snugged under to where I can let go of the main line, then at that point, once you grab both of them, it's got enough cover in it that there's no way for it to twist underneath there. So that's just something that I've found helps me out. Maybe it'll help you guys out. But now we've got a couple gaps here slightly, so we're just going to run this across and smoothing it all out, flatten the tops of those, and should be ready to go. And you're going to see a little bit of it right now, just because, you know, we don't have anything on it. It's going to come out a little bit more, but once we seal it off, you're not even going to know. But there we go. Get you a little close up. Alright. See right in there. You can barely see it. I don't even know if you can see that on the camera. But that is two bands. And you can see where we pulled under. Nothing's sticking up. So maybe that's something that can help you out a little bit, give you a little trick. Like I said, that's about the easiest way I've found to do trim bands. I mean, you could do 3 trim bands with that. It's kind of limitless, just depending on how much you can keep out there and get your loose ends to the far right side of wherever the direction that you're going. You know, it's just as long as you can pull those through, and like I say, just do one at a time, or you can pull them both together. Just work it together, that way you don't get some twist in there, and just slide it towards the direction that you're going. And that's my tip, and hope that'll help you out. And got any questions, leave me a comment below, and if this video helped you out, give me a thumbs up, and please subscribe if you haven't. Thanks guys, have a good one.